So I changed my number. I kind of just moved on with my life, I kind of wanted things to be back the way they were because that was a huge trip for me. But not only did I believe Medina for the fact that she told me she was in contact with Michael, you know, you. I don't know how many times I can say this, but when you lose somebody you care about, and I know Michael, millions of fans had a lot of love for Michael. I mean, there's still people out there who still believe he's alive, and Medina and I were part of, the believers. And we just didn't want to look the other direction because we felt happy believing in this. We felt superior. We felt as if magic was on our side, and you know but the way she said it, the way she acted, how motivated, how involved she was with making me believe her, making me believe that she was with Michael all the time. Her words, there's just something about Medina. It's so manipulative. If you don't believe it, she'll make you believe it, whether you want to or not. And I guess with me, that was basically what happened. Months passed. I stopped talking to her for, I think it's like a whole summer. Sorry, this thing keeps zooming in for some reason. I stopped talking to her for a whole summer, and I see her on YouTube. She doesn't have any friends. She's alone. I feel bad. I was basically her only friend on YouTube, somebody who was willing to fight for her and defend her because she was 16. She was a child. But for some reason, when I would talk to her, she didn't seem as a child. And back then I was 18 and I was befriending a 16-year-old. I'm not ashamed to say that. I was 18. Right now I'm 21. And I felt as though she was the adult and I was the child, that she was training. Basically, I really felt as a puppet. But it really didn't come to me till last year. I was kind of blinded with what she was doing and stuff. So I write her a letter on Gmail, and I was like, Medina, the way I left was harsh. It really was, and I'm sorry I did it. But you really need to tone it down. You can't have everything in the world. You have to work for things the right way. I befriended you because I felt bad. I really did, and I didn't want you to feel bullied or to feel like so many people were against you because of what you believed in. And being I don't know, I took her in again, and everything happened again, only worse. I had told Aya that I had broke off my friendship with her, and Aya was happy because she always predicted there is something wrong with Medina. So yeah, hold on. Okay, so Aya was ecstatic. She was, good. She felt as though she had her best friend back again. And Aya was so happy that I didn't tell her about me sending Medina a letter. I had my friendship with Medina from Aya for a long time. But during when it's so hard, it's like a blur nowadays, but when I really look back to it, when I look back at the 2 years that I was friends, really good friends with Medina, I see darkness. I don't see one ray of sunlight. The only ray of sunlight I see was when I don't know, I see darkness. I see no way out. You know, when you're young, you never expect to go through all of this. Like, you never would have expected that your life would have turned out like how it was, and it was hard. I kept my friendship from Medina a secret for a while. You know, and there was no online postings, just text every day, every minute, every night, phone conversation. Excuse me. We got so close. But I remember the very first day that I spoke to Medina on the phone, when I exchanged my numbers, I was like, you know, I don't want to give you my number. What if Aya finds out? She's like, no, she's not going to find out. You know, let's just talk. She's not going to find out. And I was like, okay. So I gave her my new number, and because I had her old number, but I just never ever texted her. So I gave her my new number, and she texts me, and I told her, does Michael know you're talking to me? And he's like, no, I don't want to tell him, but he's gonna find out anyways, you know, soon. And so with me, when I asked, I felt scared, because I thought, what if Michael doesn't like me anymore? You know, because I hurt, you know, Medina, because I really believed that Michael was with Medina, like 24/7. The way she said it, the way she said everything, I can't say it enough. She convinced the hell out of me by the way she spoke, the things she did, the little things, the random accounts that were Michael's. She made me believe, like, she really did. But there was, I mean, that's just how it was. From that point on, I believed it. I really did. And then as soon as I believed 100%, that's when I knew she had a huge toll over me. I knew I didn't have a voice anymore, because I was just so... I didn't want to do anything bad, because I grieved so much for Michael's death. And I was like, you know, he's back. I believe he's back. I believe that's him, and I don't want to do anything to mess it up. I really don't. I don't want to do anything to mess it up. So I was basically doing everything that Medina wanted me to do. You know, I became addicted to doing that stuff. I can't explain it, you know, like if there was like that thing on Harry Potter where he takes out his memory and he puts it in like a glass of water or whatever that was, and you guys can see it, I mean, you would be shocked of like all of the things that went on. I like I said, I just saw darkness. And when I didn't want to live a lie anymore, you know, apart from me believing that Michael was alive, I wanted to tell Aya. I told her through MSN because that was when the communication that we had then was MSN, Messenger. And I told her, I was like, you know, I'm talking to Medina again. And her reaction was just, she knew something was wrong again because I was distancing myself from Aya. I was a completely different person. I wasn't the same anymore. I really wasn't, you know, nothing. And I felt so bad for telling her. I felt so stupid. Like, I knew what was going on. I knew I wasn't myself, but it was so hard to just let go because of the things Medina would say. She would say that Michael wasn't going to I don't, it's just hard, you know, when I told Aya, like, her reaction, and then I told her that I've been talking to Michael, and her face was even like, what? What are you talking about? And I told her, I'm talking to Michael, you know, Michael's alive, and she's just like, no, Michael passed away. What are you talking about? Who's even telling you this? I'm like, Medina. And she's like, oh, okay, Medina. And you know, I apologized to Aya for, like, leaving her and you just ignoring her for that fact. I mean, it all seemed like black magic. It really did, you know, and I'm not afraid to say that because I'm stronger now. I have the courage, and I'm finally telling my story that I feel so trapped in. I feel so trapped in my past, and it's like I can't get over it. And I just want to get this out. I want to tell people what she's doing. I mean, she doesn't seem like the angel that she is. I mean, Medina is something else. Like, she really is. She has a way of manipulating you, and I'm gonna keep saying that because it's true. I mean, Aya used to tell me, Medina took advantage of you because of your pure heart. You know, you're just, you know, you're so innocent in ways that somebody can just take advantage of you. Like, I was so gullible, and I guess that's just how it was. And I don't know, I felt so trapped. I couldn't get out of it anymore because I wanted to satisfy both people. I wanted to keep my best friend, who I loved so much, and I wanted to keep my friendship with Medina because of Michael. If Michael wasn't in this picture, I would have probably not have been friends with Medina a long time ago. But the fact that she forced me, it's like she was literally grabbing my arm and pulling me in more and more. I don't know what she did. I don't know how she did it. But when I look back at that, it all seems like a black hole. It really does. And I just couldn't, I didn't know what to do with myself. And from then on, it was back to depression. Like, and I guess my depression gave her more opportunity to take advantage of me and to make me believe more and more things. And I mean, that is just the beginning, literally.